What's going on, guys? Investment Coach Chris here, and today we're going to be discussing a little bit about some stocks. I'm currently in a position that I'm down on, but that's okay, because it's very possible that even if I have a losing trade, I can, maybe do something to help you guys out. So, something new that I'm doing is I'm going to start incorporating my whiteboard here while I teach y'all. So if you look right here, my P&L down here is minus $39 for this position. Let me get the whiteboard out of your way so you can see. I'm in DGAS and I'm down $33 at the $45. I'm fluctuating between $30 and $100 down. I got in a little too early, but the reason I got into DGAS was because it gapped up, and when it came down to this red line, I was trying to buy here, and then I bought down here, but I've been buying the dips and hoping that it continues up. Right here, if you pay attention, I know I'm up $16.50, $20.50, which is good. We want to see how high we can ride that. We want to see kind of what our price target is. So, I'm trying to not be in y'all's way with this whiteboard, but I am also going to be kind of drawing some things with you guys and trying to give y'all some displays. So basically, this stock, it kind of started the day off like this, right? And then it kind of came down and kind of consolidated right here, right? So let's say that we started here, right? And we got up to this point right here, right? This is DGAS, and I'm going to give you the actual representation. This dotted line is where we started, and I'll actually make this even better with one graph. Okay, you see how we kind of this is you guys. I was like, what is wrong with this? This is you guys. That's the opposite. Double check our position, make sure we're not dying over here. So we're down $1.50 right now. So we're kind of just fluctuating in and out. I'll go to a 2-minute graph so you can kind of see. We kind of pushed up and now we're pulling down, but we broke across this red line. We're really trying to get up towards 82.36, and that's where our profit to sell is, and that'll be, we're in at 80.62, so that would be 200 shares, each $1.50, so that'd be like 150 to 200 bucks, and that would be a good trade. That would be a good trade to me, especially considering just the today the markets. The markets are kind of crazy today, given that it's the day before Christmas and it's a lot of uncertainty in the market. Let's see. Really trying to get a better look at this. Let's see if I can get my style up. That's not going to work. Let's see. Studies, load study set. There we go. Alright, so you see how at the beginning of the day we kind of rose up here. We kind of came down to this, we'll say this middle blue line. That's a standard deviation. These blue lines are Bollinger Bands, so they're kind of similar to a VWAP. But long story short, I've been kind of buying right on the line, and we did have a drop off, so I did get kind of behind. But now that we've broken across this middle line, maybe we can continue to move up. That's kind of what I was hoping. We're up $62 in this position right now, 46, which is cool. So you kind of saw that happen live. But basically, we started up, and we kind of came down here, and we had a middle point like right here. And basically, what this stock did was it dropped below this middle point, and then hopefully it's going to head back up to here, which would be our price target. We're going to put a PT right here, and our price target is going to be somewhere like right there. So as you can see, the P&L right now is $54.56. I'm only in for 200 shares. I don't really want to sell that right now. I'd prefer to make at least $150 on this, just because I held it for the beginning of the open, and I was at one point down close to 150 on the stock, so I'd like to make at least that for my risk to reward ratio. But so we'll kind of take this eraser and kind of erase this now. So one thing you want to do when you're looking at your stocks is you want to kind of set some boundaries, right? And you want to try to find a stock. We'll actually do this like this. There's usually a middle point, and if you guys know what standard deviations are, you can have a standard deviation of +2, -2. Now we're up 74. That's cool. But essentially, what you really want to do, man, is you want to try to find a stock that's moving kind of between this, maybe going around this middle line, coming down, coming up. You really want to try to find consolidation patterns where you can buy at the bottom and buy at the top, and you can add and get rid of your positions either way. Being that it's coming down right now, I am going to hold. I'm only holding because I think it's going to continue. You're very justified at a price point right now of selling. You would, get a decent return on that investment. But now let's take this a little further. So we have DGAS, which is a bearish position, a bearish ETF on natural gas. So if we look at UGAS, UGAS is the opposite of DGAS. So UGAS is going down, right? And DGAS is going up. So, what we're kind of looking at here is, let's erase this real quick. Sorry if I'm a little slow, guys. I'm using my finger on this. But we have DGAS right here, right? And over here, we have UGAS, right? And we have that middle point we were talking about, right? Well, with that middle point, DGAS has started up, come down to the middle point, and is now turning up. And UGAS, right, started down, went up to the middle point, and it's turning down. Now, you never know what's going to happen, okay? But in this situation, it would make a lot of sense, and as I say that, it's pushing back down, but it would make a lot of sense for this to continue to move up like it's been doing all day. You could even justify adding to this position if it were to come back down to this red to blue line and then try to catch some more. So I may add, right now I'm in for about 200 shares. I may add another 50 shares if this bottoms down to the red. Only because if we look at the RSI down here, which is an oscillator, our RSIs, or RSI right here, is around 50 or 60, not bad. We're heading up. We've just come through a bearish trend, and this went green, red. It'd make a lot of sense for this to turn green and push back up with DGAS. So, given that, I really want to buy back in, but the question is, I don't want to buy in here. I want to buy in if it pulls down before it pushes back up. One of the mistakes you new traders are going to make, and I say this because I made them. Pretty much everyone makes them, I think, except for the elite few. But one of the mistakes you're going to make is you may have something that's in an uptrend, right, like this, and then when it gets right here, you may buy and like wait for the breakout. But it's a lot better if you're in an uptrend to kind of like, you'd want to kind of buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here, buy here. Don't buy at the top. Like, I know that sounds like common sense, but I'm telling you. So now we're up 106, which is good, 110. So when you're in this situation, like, again, it would have been justified buying down. I'm not going to de-justify that position. But it's a little bit more risky, in my opinion. But hey, we're pushing up. We're pushing back down. We're patient. We're up $134. Not bad. These are the orders I've done today, so nothing crazy. So you can take a screenshot of that if you really want to see what I Those are all my orders I placed today. Okay. And we're in for $134. Just to put a perspective in for you guys, for every $100 a day you can make, that's $20,000 a year after taxes. So when you're doing stocks, try to shoot for $200, $300, $400 a day. You shoot $300 in the morning and get in and out. That's $60,000 a year. That's after you pay your taxes too. That's including paying the taxes, which is going to be your normal tax rate in a day trade. If you have any questions about this stuff, I do personal coaching. I trade every day. I'm in the market trading 8 to 10 hours a day mostly. I do FOREX as well. I do personal coaching. My time's not cheap, but how much are you willing to pay to be financially free for the rest of your life? That's kind of how I see it. I do free YouTube videos, so you can watch a lot of my free YouTube videos, but if you want my one-on-one time, I don't like to work for less than $300 an hour. It's just not worth my time because I could be trading. But I do free YouTube videos, and if you want to do my Patreon's anywhere between $1 and $25 a month. But for $1 to $5 a month, you'll get some interaction with me. We'll do a video call, and if you continue to donate each month to my Patreon, I will make it worth your time. You won't get me like one-on-one talking to you every day, but you'll be able to message me on my blogs, send email. I'll send email alerts out to you, and you'll be able to do that. So now we're up $176. I'm in for 200 shares, so I'm just trying to decide exactly where my price point is right now. So I'm going to put this kind of like right here, and like what I'm probably going to do at this point is, even though it's up, I'm probably going to take 100 shares and sell. So now I've locked in $180 profit. I have $100 left, and now I'm going to sell. I may have sold too early. Yeah, I live in California and people drive and do that, so sorry about that. I probably sold too soon. It's probably going to keep going. But the reason I sold is because we're kind of approaching this point right here. And these 2 points right here are kind of, I don't know, just like they're tipping points. And I get that this is about to cross and it could take off and it could keep going. But I think there's a possibility it could also pull back before it continues up. Now, I'm probably wrong. It's probably going to keep pushing up, and like I always do, I get out way too soon. But at the end of the day, I locked in my $200 profit. I think that's what I got today. Let's see. Yeah, $200.75. The market closes in 1 hour and 50 minutes because it's the day before. So if you look right here, this is the account that I use. This account I have about 78,000 I can choose to use from, and my open equity right now is 78,560. I made $200 of that today, and yeah, it was a good trading day. I actually I may not be done. I may get back into a position. It's very possible. Really kind of depends on what I see going on with this position. We're gonna cut this down a little bit, pull this back down here. So right now I'm in no positions. I did get out too early, like I said I probably would, but I was willing to say, okay, I've cut my profits, I've done well. Now, should I have waited a little bit longer? Possibly. Especially with the MACD right here crossing up and all this. But you see you guys over here, it's crossing down and all this is down. It's very possible. You guys is definitely, trending down. I'm going to draw these arrows here, all these red arrows. You see how it's in a downward trend. But it's very possible for these MACDs to cross and push up, and this could push up from here to here. See down here? It could push back up and come out this way. So, I really justify getting out of that trade only for the reasons about the overextension. Now I would be looking to get back into this if it comes back down to this red line for sure. You see how it dropped off? All right. So my position is 0, but you see how it dropped off just then? So I did get out at a decent time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to get it back in for 50 shares once this pulls back down. Well, we'll see. Probably 25 shares. Potentially. I'm really looking at the comparison between DGAS and UGAS here. So we're on a 2-minute chart here. Let's double check UNG real quick. So UNG is natural gas essentially. So DGAS and UGAS are going to be leveraged through UNG. So if UNG continues to go down, like it looks like it may continue, there's a lot of buyers though. A lot of buyers at 29. A lot of people getting ready to load the boat. But then again, there's a lot of sellers at 29 too. Look at that. This is level 2 data. It's basically a bidding war between buyers and sellers. If you have any question on this, just look at the link in the description box and email me personally. I do coaching, like I mentioned earlier. Kind of a pivot point right now. I don't know if it's going to go up or down. It could go either way. What I do know is we're at this point now, right here. So this point right here is the high of the day, but I'm gonna put it like kind of right here. That's kind of like right where the solid candles are without the wick. When you're drawing your support and resistance lines, they're just areas, not specific points. You're creating those, so you just kind of want to know kind of where you're at. Interestingly enough, you guys may be an interesting point. If this continues down, we look at this and we see this right here. It's actually an interesting point where we might get back into a long position on you guys. See this? Now you see how you guys, it would make sense for it to come here. So if you were going to buy into you guys, that's kind of the point that I would get into. Now it is in a downtrend. So this is Bollinger Bands, which is pretty much similar to a VWAP with the additional information of constriction and expansion periods. Yeah. Well, my battery is getting a little bit low, so I'm going to end this video. Hope y'all guys enjoyed this. I'm Investment Coach Chris. That was just a little trade in about 17 minutes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you enjoy the feedback and ask questions. I'll post videos. Peace.